Hello, and welcome to One Tech World. It is an absolute pleasure to be here speaking alongside some amazing people, all looking to do the same thing, make an impact. Thank you for having me. My name is Hannah Hagon, and I'm the founder of Unplugged Tots, a consultancy specializing in creating screen-free, play-based learning experiences for children aged between 2.5 to 10 years old. I believe that by nurturing a love of learning and essential skills like creativity and problem solving in early childhood, we can empower the next generation to thrive in the tech-driven world of tomorrow. Welcome to my presentation on Unplugging the Future, fostering tech talent through early years play. Unplugged Tots started because of my own children. Here we are at Raspberry Pi Festival in 2018. For those of you that are unaware, Raspberry Pis are small, low-cost computers used for learning, teaching, and making. It's designed to be accessible and promote basic computer science skills. So back to June 2018. My daughters were aged 2 and 4 at the time. And here they are, struggling to learn Scratch, a block coding program designed to get children used to the concepts of computer coding. But at the ages of 2 and 4, they couldn't read the instructions, let alone write or type or use a keyboard or mouse. So my mama bear came out and I was frustrated. Actually, I was incensed that there were barriers to my daughter's education and desire to learn, and I wanted to do something about it. Back at home, I got on and I learnt fast. I taught myself basic Scratch so that I could understand the principles. I distilled the core concepts of Scratch down into themes. Then I married those themes to what children, young children especially, love to do: play. Since 2018, I have been on a bit of a journey. I have been fortunate enough to have worked with amazing people at the Open University and UCL, and subsequently had academic articles peer-reviewed and published. One in Early Childhood Education Journal in 2020, and in November 2024 in the International Journal for Computer Science in Education. I was awarded the Small Business Sunday Award from Theopophetus, and I appeared in a European STEAM Educator Summit in 2024. I've been on various podcasts and had other articles published in various trade magazines too. My activities have been academically researched, peer-reviewed, and they have been proven to assist children's cognitive abilities in learning the foundations of computational thinking through play-based activities. But so what? What's the point? What's all this for? We know that our children are going to end up working in jobs that don't currently exist. We live in an era of unprecedented technological advancement. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, biotechnology, cybersecurity are all rapidly transforming our world. Now, this presents both incredible opportunities, but also significant challenges, especially when we need to make sure that sustainability for the planet is at the forefront of our minds. This is an infographic taken from the Future of Jobs Report 2025 from the World Economic Forum. There is a small caveat. This age range only covers 5 years, from 2025 to 2030. But these skills have consistently appeared on the WEF Future of Jobs report before. And I am 99% confident that they'll do so again. So according to the WEF, jobs of the future will demand, among other skills, analytical thinking, creative thinking, and resilience. We need to shift our focus from simply imparting information to children to cultivating, to nurturing the skills that will enable children to learn, to grow, and thrive in a rapidly changing world. We need to enable them to fail forward, to learn from things that don't go according to plan. They need to learn from mistakes and practice problem solving on their own and with their peers. Now, as a mum, I know it's hard not to interfere when our child or children has a problem, and I am as guilty as the next person of being a fixer. But in doing this, I realise that I'm not actually doing my girls any favours. We all know how hard they're going to have to work anyway, so giving them an edge on problem-solving skills now just means that they've got a more robust toolkit to call on later. So this is all great. We have a general idea on what skills the children of today will need to support the predicted skills gap tomorrow. Fab. But how can we facilitate this? How can we engage children in learning these skills? To help them thrive in this dynamic landscape, the next generation needs more than just technical skills. They need a holistic toolkit that includes critical thinking, creativity, problem-solving abilities. Computational thinking, or CT, supports children with this holistic approach to digital and computer science skills. Children are the problem solvers of tomorrow, so my focus is more on these transferable skills rather than simply learning to code. So here are my core concepts at Unplugged Tots, my Unplugged Tots computational thinking flower. Now at its core are the standard CT themes, and around the periphery are other themes that are essential in supporting our children to survive and thrive. We'll start off with deconstruction, or breaking down tasks or problems into smaller, easier to manage chunks. It encourages a child to problem solve through the power of logical reasoning, asking why, trial and error. Jigsaws are a great tool at demonstrating deconstruction, sorting out the edge pieces from the middle pieces, for instance. Pattern recognition supports observation skills that will give children skills to identify patterns in clothes, music, nature, and eventually maths and potentially code. Algorithms supports children learning the importance of following a set of instructions and also articulating their own instructions, and the importance of being very specific also calls on communication skills. Baking is a great way to introduce algorithms, cake making in this house in particular. Sequencing goes hand in hand with algorithms. We have to follow this set of instructions. Cake recipes have a method that needs to be followed in a specific sequence. Otherwise, we could end up with a flat cake. Or we could just end up with a flat cake anyway, despite following the sequence, but I'll come back to that in a second. Then we've got logic. Now, logic brings in the power of questioning. Why? Considering all the options on tackling a task before launching headfirst. Debugging and resilience building are critical skills for problem solving. We're looking at where things went awry. Can we backtrack to fix what went wrong? How do we act when things go wrong? Are we, as adults, modeling good behavior when we've got a cake disaster? Are we having a tantrum? Or are we picking ourselves up, dusting ourselves off, and considering our options? Now, I know you have a vested interest in this cake example. So when, despite following the recipe in the correct sequence and everything else that our recipe stated, our poor cake sunk in the middle. So we made cake pops. A delicious example of failing forward, perseverance, and learning from our mistakes. Debugging, though, is also about efficiency. What can we do to refine our processes to make things more efficient? Then we have maps direction, and navigation, which supports spatial awareness, movement, getting out into the outdoors, into nature. It lends itself beautifully to planning routes, using an algorithm and sequencing that route. So we have to visit our landmarks in a specific order. Trips to the shop are brilliant examples of this. And finally, collaboration, representation, and inclusivity are critical themes to promote within children. If we are able to demonstrate through collaborative play the power of cognitive diversity, the power of self-advocacy, and advocating for each other, these skill sets will be within our children. So when they grow up, they become the board members, the lab technicians of tomorrow, and they have these skills intrinsically built in within them. Now that is magic. So in today's rapidly evolving, tech-driven world, we often focus on coding classes and robotics kits for children. Whilst these tools absolutely must have their place, we mustn't overlook the power of something much more fundamental. Play. Play is not just frivolous entertainment. It's a cornerstone of human development. It's where children explore the world. They experiment with ideas. They develop essential cognitive, social, and emotional skills. Cognitively, play fuels imagination, problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity. When a child builds a tower block, they're not just stacking blocks. They're grappling with concepts of gravity, of engineering, of balance. They're learning to experiment, to test the hypotheses, and to adapt their plans when things don't quite go as expected and the tower block falls. For their social and emotional development, play fosters collaboration, communication, empathy, and resilience. Children learn to share, to negotiate, to resolve conflicts. They develop emotional intelligence as they navigate the joys and frustrations of playing with others. And let's not forget the physical benefits. Play encourages physical activity, develops fine and gross motor skills, and improves coordination and balance. At Unplugged Tots, I believe that these foundational skills, creativity, problem solving, critical thinking, collaboration, are not just important for personal development. They are the building blocks of success in any field, including technology. Essentially, they are crucial for success in the world we all live in now and tomorrow. Play fosters the kind of flexible, creative, and resilient thinking that is essential for navigating a rapidly changing technological landscape. So what can we do? We need to work together to help our children. As an ex-chair of governors, I know that teachers are stressed with phonics, numeracy, other core curriculum areas that need focus, plus the behavioural, mental health and well-being and SEND factors. Anything extra on a teacher's already full timetable is unfair. Now, whilst my Unplugged Tots cross-curricular schemes of work and lesson plans are in some schools already, we, as parents and carers, can step up to really help our children. And like I said, it's not about laboriously creating activities that are worthy of insta-perfection. It's about the magic that the journey, the activity creates, the thought processes it fires off for a child, the discussions you end up having that broaden their communication skills. It's about the time that you spend together bonding over a joint project. Supporting children and parents to embrace play-based learning will support their education and encourage all children to pursue their passions. But it's up to us to nurture the next generation of tech leaders. Teachers can only do so much, so we need to give our children that little bit of extra help. So to parents, carers, grandparents, aunties, uncles, those with children under 10 in your lives, let's make time for unstructured and structured play with our children. Now, I know, life is busy. I know that there's always a million and one things to do on the to-do list. I know that TV or tablet time is very attractive after a hard day. Trust me, I know. And there is absolutely no judgment here. In fact, think of my activities as an antidote to the guilt we feel when we succumb to the electronic babysitter. We've played, we've learned some new skills, we've talked, we've bonded, we've had fun. But now the dinner needs making, or I have a work call, and yes, you can watch TV while I do these things. These little pockets of fun are enough to get their little brains cogitating. 5 minutes is enough sometimes to help discuss something like patterns or the sequence of bath time or why you may do bath time in that particular sequence. Let's encourage their curiosity, support their imaginations, and provide them with the freedom to explore and experiment. To those of you working in the tech industry, let's work together to support your frazzled working parents. Give them lunch and learn so that they can learn some activities that can help their children. Not only are you helping your employee retention, you're promoting yourself as a family-friendly employer. By providing them with training on my activities, you're also benefiting the next generation of tech employees. Everyone wins. You get happy working parents. Working parents are happy because, frankly, their children are happy. They're playing and spending time with their adults. And the tech pipeline looks healthy because we have sparked off some interest in young children. And who knows where it will end up. The top two images here are of my youngest in 2023. She had been making an algorithm of cloud dough with cornflour and hair conditioner. Yes, it is a bit messy, but nothing a bit of water and a cloth wouldn't fix. But look at that grin. Look at the fascination on her face. That is pure enjoyment there. Now, what she learned was that the bowls were too small for the amount of mixture she wanted. She also learned that she had to do some debugging as the consistency wasn't quite right to make a snowman like the image below. So we all have a part to play to facilitate the transfer of knowledge about foundational tech skills in children so that we can build on this pipeline of talent through play. It would be remiss of me not to mention my third child, designed to do the very things I have been describing to you in this presentation, teaching children critical skills to equip them for their tech-rich futures through play-based activities. I am delighted to announce that my book, published by Raspberry Pi Press, will be released on the 12th of August and is available for pre-order now. The future is not just about coding, it's about critical thinking, creativity and collaboration. We all need to work together to demonstrate it to our kids, because frankly, they deserve it. By nurturing the power of play in early childhood, we can equip the next generation with the skills and the mindset that they need to navigate the complexities of the 21st century and create a brighter future for all. Let's carry on these discussions, these vital discussions for our children. Here are all the places that you can connect with me. I would like to thank all of the organisers and the people involved with One Tech World for facilitating this fantastic event, and my thanks to you for your time.